Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel where we review anything and everything. And today we are getting into these alternative third-party Lego style blocks. They are not official Lego blocks. Link's gonna be in the description down below for you to purchase these on Amazon. This is from the company. This is called NOORASTARS. NOORASTARS. Is it on the box? Yes, there it goes. NOORASTARS. I know I'm probably butchering that. But these run for $26. Like I said, link's gonna be in the description down below. I was trying to get into doing a mock project for Lego, and this was all cheaper alternative than buying official Lego blocks off Pick-a-Brick. And me personally, I found that Bricklink, though they say it's cheaper than Pick-a-Brick from Lego.com, to me, it feels a little bit, I don't want to say it's not that it's hard to navigate, but it's that when I went on it, it showed like one vendor selling 5 bricks of a certain type of brick, another vendor selling 2 bricks of a certain type of brick. And it felt like you got to kind of pick all these bricks out individually to get a pile. I'm not really too sure. I've never used it before, so maybe people who are familiar with it, it's a lot easier for them. So here we have our set of plates. These are gray plates. What we're gonna test out really quick is their compatibility with Lego, regular Lego bricks, their quality as far as just looking at them, and their retention with Lego bricks. So when we say their compatibility, not just if they fit, but how well do they fit? Grab a couple different sizes on here. So what we're gonna do is just zoom in and take a quick look. So they look normal, but being that these are plates, oh, what do we got here? Okay, no, it's just a bit of box debris that was on it. I thought it was a mishap. Okay, so I got a couple of official Lego blocks and plate here, which you can see from the branding. So we're going to take a look at a couple things here. You can see the bottom of the Lego and the bottom of the Lego style third party. They look somewhat similar, but the circles on this seem thicker. So we're going to see how that plays out. So they feel fine as far as connecting. Let me grab a couple of these little 1x2 bricks, put them on top. Nice, good, sturdy connection. It doesn't feel too loose. This may not be the tightest, but it's definitely not loose. So I feel that that's manageable. Let's put it underneath to see how that is, how that connection is like that. Also, it's not super tight, but it's also not the loosest. I just reviewed a couple of bricks that are even looser than that, depending on the size of the bricks you're using at the time. These are okay. They're not, I don't think they're probably as tight as Lego would be with each other. It might be about the same. Actually, I thought it wasn't, but it might be about the same because they're actually not bad. It's not bad. It's, you know, it's definitely not super tight, but it's not bad. So they seem to be reasonably good in that regard. What I'm going to do now is, matter of fact, yeah, I could do it like this. We're going to put this down here. We're going to put those down there. And nice level of tightness. It felt good. So these seem to be pretty good, and they're definitely a super bargain. I went with the gray because I think they give you so many. You are paying not an expensive price, but a more substantial price versus if you just needed, like I say, 100, because this is giving you a total of, what did I say? This is 150. For plates, that's a lot. For 150 bricks, that's not a lot. For plates, and it's varying sizes plates, but 150 plates is a lot. So I went with even though I could have kind of wanted to do tan for the build that I'm going to be doing, a little mock build I'm going to be doing, I didn't feel that I would be able to utilize 150 tan. But the gray is a little more universal, so I can use the gray, even though I would have preferred the tan. But at $25, I didn't want to buy another set for $25. Well, $26. $26 for tan and $26 for these, because like I said, I know that I could use all of these at some point for other projects. I can't use the tan. So I'm just saying that for you guys to be mindful of that, the quantity you're getting in here per color, that's a lot of plates. So just be mindful of that. If you're thinking about a project, make sure that you feel that you know, you would be able to use them. Now, obviously, heavy, hardcore Lego collectors will probably say, I'll find some kind of project or something to use them for. But if you're doing something that's very specific, color specific, just be mindful, because you're getting a lot. The value is there. It's worth it. It's worth it, the price. But at the same time, for how many you're getting, is so many, it's a lot. It's a lot. You may not be able to use them all. So I know that the project I'm going to do, I wouldn't be able to use that many tan, but this color I can use, because this can easily be used for, like, in a regular city situation, which is not what I'm doing. I'm doing something more space related. You could use these in a regular city and they will be useful. You could use them as the floor, the grounds of like a building, and they could be useful. And the tan, not to say you can't use it like that, but I think I can get them way more with using the gray. So pick your poison, whatever you feel. Anyway, guys, I think they actually are decent quality. I think they will save you money versus buying Lego. And Lego plates are probably some of the most expensive parts for Lego are their plates. Anyone who's bought Lego plates knows they get very expensive. So yeah, let me see something. Okay. I just actually want to check out before we leave, just the size. Are these normal usable sizes that you would use? Yeah, there it goes. Fits the same type, so that's good. Let's see how this fits on here. So trying to connect it to a Lego plate, and it fits okay. You got to put a little pressure getting it down, but it fits. It looks though like it's, I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad I did this, being that it was a plate to plate instead of just the bricks. It does look, I don't know if you guys are able to see it, a little bit warped. It's a little bit curved like that. I'm over exaggerating with my finger just so you know which direction it's curving, but it is a little bit curved. And I feel like I can see it more in person than you guys probably could see it on the video, but it is curved. So that might be something to consider. Let me take it off and put the black on the bottom, the Lego version on the bottom. I'm just offsetting them so that way I can actually pull them apart easier. Now it's curved like that. So I don't know if you guys can see that very well in the camera. It's subtle, but in person, I can see it a good amount more. On camera, it probably looks a little more subtle than me looking at it in person. But there is a curve, so I think that's very interesting. It's good that we're able to notice that, because that could affect your builds. You know, you might have a little aspect of that going on. Let me see how this feels like that. Okay, I can't tell the difference in terms of holding them and moving them around like that. I do think this might be a little stiffer. I don't know, I can't tell, but definitely there is a difference. So, because you can see that it's warping. And normally we stack plates on top of each other for Lego. You don't get that effect. These are slightly warping. Let me see if I take another one the same size. And what I'm gonna do is just, now if I stack one of its own on top of it, is it's still gonna warp. It looks like it kinda is, but it looks a lot less. I don't know. I can't really tell. It almost looks like it's less than the Lego one when the Lego one's attached to it, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. I almost feel that you could see it, but it seems a little less than the Lego one. So maybe these are thicker, or maybe there's something about them that with the Lego and the consistency of it, it makes the Lego one bend. I'm not really too sure. So yeah, just something to be note of, so you guys are aware of that. As always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, you guys, so even though I originally ended the video, but then I realized after the fact a little later, as you go deeper into the box of this set and into the bag, I didn't realize all the different plates that were there. I know on Amazon, like I said, links in the description down below, you can see it displayed there, but I didn't realize going through it until I started using it to build that these two here caught me by surprise. I didn't realize that those are in there. You get a good abundance of them, and that really then even more so justifies the price of this set. It's 150 pieces in general, and if you go on Amazon, it'll show you the breakdown of how many of each ones come with it. But these right here surprised me. So then I said to myself, let me lay out everything, because I didn't do that in the beginning of the video. I forgot it was more testing out their compatibility with Lego, and didn't really realize to go through everything, and it kind of caught me by surprise, because these two right here are amazing. I'm gonna say that right off the back. These are amazing. These sizes right here. Why do I say that? So a couple of reasons. One, this right here, if you want to do like little huts or little things like that, this right here is a size where you can kind of just build a little something right in it, and then, you know, put your four walls and have a doorway. You could do a little something like that, especially if it's something more like Castle Times, or you know, maybe Star Wars, and you just want to have a little hut. It doesn't have to be a full-size home. That is actually pretty awesome. And this one kind of for the same part too. It's not as wide, but it's a little bit longer. It mounts to around the same amount of studs, and except it's a more longer profile. You could do the same with that. These right here are really good, because these can be the floor to buildings. So you literally can take these, a couple of simple bricks, and just start building buildings up. And they give you so many of these that it's enough for you to really make a full-fledged, at least you could probably get away with I'll probably say 3 to 4 story buildings with these. You build them up if you have enough bricks to obviously build up the walls, and then you are able to just build these on top as the rooftops and whatnot. So you get a lot. You could probably even build 3 or 4 buildings that are 4 stories high with these. So that is actually really cool. So yeah, as always, you guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.